In Los Angeles, California, we're the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Uh-oh. Oh. Hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined once again by a man who has shoved his pants and underwear up his ass and is now trying to pull them back out of his boner hole. That's Geoff Clark.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Oh, what's up, everyone? My bad. I muted myself.
And transmitting to us from the inside of a barrel of rage, the furious bearded booger eater known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, brat, brat.
Yeah, we learned in a very, very long Easter egg that Shuddy has been dealing with some anger. And not the anger that Geoff's vibrator is currently punishing his ass with.
I thought we were here to talk about Shuddy's prostate exam.
When we were getting the Zoom set up, for some reason Zoom was not taking my sound settings, and I was very close to freaking out. But I did tell you guys that last week I had to take my food safety exam, and instead of scheduling to do it in person, I scheduled to do it from the comfort of my own home in a webcam proctored exam. And I did my due diligence to find out what the requirements were, because I'm going to remove my webcam. This is the state that my desk usually looks like. So we've got that stuff on one side, and then all of that work stuff on the other side, and various pot paraphernalia sitting around and all of that. And
you're like somebody in the Matrix.
So I cleaned up. Well, I thought I cleaned up all the pot. I had all the pot paraphernalia out of sight. And went through the thing with the proctor, and they're like, all right, now show me your desk. And the only thing I saw in the rules was that I could not have study guides around.
Okay.
And
fair enough.
So I made sure, I moved them. I took them even out of the room. I was like, they're not even going to be. And the proctor says to me, your desk needs to be completely empty of everything.
Wow, this proctor's a real fucking pee hole, huh?
And it was already a lot of hoops to jump through. I had to give them a webcam tour around the room.
Wow. And this is Battle Cat. This is Ram Man and Fisto. They don't do what you think they do, trust me.
And so when they were giving me shit, I lost my mind. I forgot that they could hear everything I was saying.
Oh,
I went on a fuck-filled tirade, and no lie to you, I at first started carefully taking things off my desk, and then I just, I said, fuck it, and I just threw everything off the desk in one swoop of my arms.
This fucking proctor, I bet he fucks kids.
And then he goes, and now your cell phone, place it somewhere out of reach behind you. And I was like, I'm sitting against the fucking wall. And I threw it across the room. And then 2 minutes later, the proctors changed. I had a full.
You scared him off?
I must. Because I didn't, like I said, I could, we were typing, so I didn't know, but they must have heard. I'm like, I don't know what you fucking want me to do. I just want to take this fucking test and get it over with. Now I'm going to have to spend an hour after this putting my fucking office back together. I was furious.
Yeah, and I mean, in the way you're saying those things, it sounds like Like if I were that proctor, I wouldn't think like, oh, this guy thinks he's muted and he's flipping out. It sounds like you were directly just venting all that shit right to him.
Yeah, like it was just. It was.
Now,
Let it
proctor,
out.
is that a prostate doctor? Is that like brunch?
No, everyone knows that's a proctologist.
So, what ended up? How was the test? Was it difficult?
It was 90 questions.
Is it like is a lot of it just like no brainer stuff? Like, Daniel wants to mix poop into his acai bowl. Is this safe or is this not safe?
Yeah, a lot of it is stuff like that. Like an employee is showing signs of food poisoning. What should you do? Get them the fuck out of the restaurant. Like,
hide the body.
like,
I still remember this. That's how you know it stung me deep that it stayed in my head this long. But when it had to have been very, very early in grade school, and it was just about like safety in general, like as being a kid. Because when we were young, it was kind of like Mad Max. I would get home from kindergarten, and my mom would be like, "You've been playing too much Nintendo. Go outside and play. Get lost for a few hours." And I would just run out the front door. No cell phone, no beeper, no nothing. Just a 5-year-old let loose in the wild to play. And that's not a thing anymore.
no.
No, boys can't be boys anymore.
No, I don't even know why I brought that up. Where am I? What were we talking about?
I was wondering where something scarred you as a kid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was like,
so
okay, how was that so scarring that you had freedom?
No. So this test that we all had to take was basically about neighborhood safety. And I remember, like, I was like, I'm gonna fucking ace this, because they went over all this stuff for a few days and then tested us on it. And it was like, one of the questions was, when about to cross the street, should you look one way and cross, look 0 ways and cross, look each way and then cross, or look each way, check each direction twice and then cross? And I was like, oh, well, that last one sounds super safe. You do a double check. Then your ass is extra in the clear. So I chose that one, and it was wrong, and I did not get 100% on that test just because of that. Wow.
You really excited Geoff. That really got his motor running.
Oh man, this is gonna split me from a-hole to grundle to pee-hole.
Man, I need to tell the fucking tree engineers to cool out there.
But yeah, I remember like stuff like that was the reason I didn't get 100, and that like I had to have been like 6 or 7, and I'm still pissed off about it now at 41. So was there anything like that? Like you erred on the side of extra safety, and they're like, nope, that was too safe. Be less safe.
I wonder. It didn't tell me what I got right or what I got wrong.
Yeah,
but I didn't
That's
really
kind of
look.
like,
It just said you passed. Congrats, you passed. It's like I
It's
fucking
kinda like-
better have.
it's kind of like one of the questions on like the California driving test, where if you see a blind guy trying to cross the road, what do?
You trip
And
and
like
laugh.
well, it's while you're driving. So like the options were, I only remember like 2 of the options. I think there was like 4, but one of them was, do you honk the horn to get his attention? Or do you sit at the intersection and wait for him to hear you stop? And I was like, oh, it's obviously the honk the horn. And it wasn't. It's like you're supposed to like just stop and like let him listen to your engine. And it was like, I don't know, it just blew my brain. I was like, what the fuck? How could that be the answer? I think that was like the only question I got wrong.
I got a 91.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
A minus.
So
Yeah.
they gave me, you're not allowed to have any study stuff. It's 90 questions, and they gave me 2 hours to take it.
What? 90 questions.
90 questions. And I was done with it in like 20 minutes.
What a show off.
But okay, so in domain 1, which was management of food safety practices, I got a 75. In domain 2, hygiene and health, 100%. Safe receipt, storage, transport, and disposal of food, 92%. Safe preparation and cooking of food, 87%. Safe service and display of food, 88%. Cleanliness and sanitation, 100%.
Oh, there you go.
And facilities and equipment, 92%.
So a handful of incorrect answers here and there, but still averaging out to a 91.
Each question, if I can do this right, 100 divided by 90 was worth 1.11 points. So,
Wow. Well, I mean, so this is related to you and your acai management skills. So does this open up like new superpowers? Can you get promoted now? Like what's the deal with this?
no, this is just food safety. Like most states require somebody who's food safety certified to be in the stores at all times, at least one person.
So you weren't previously food safety certified, but you are now?
I was, but it had expired a few months ago.
Oh, how long does it last for?
5 years.
Oh shit. It's like TSA pre-check.
But so when I got it the first time, I was just a store manager. I was just responsible for one store. So I did the online course like I did this time, and you couldn't skip through the videos. You had to watch every second of every video. And the first time I did the class, I just had it playing in the background while I played PlayStation.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of stuff like that for Sirius. Like these like training things, like sexual harassment training. It's like, what the hell do I need training for? I'm already awesome at it.
Yeah.
But this time, since I am, in charge, I took it seriously.
King of the acai dingleberry.
And I can't find it, but I filled up this gigantic set of study guides that was like this thick. Like I paid attention and I drug the class on to make sure I absorbed as much as I could.
Yeah, how many hours did you put into studying for your acai test?
So the course itself is 8 hours, all the videos, but I spent probably 12 on it.
Did you? I'm guessing this wasn't a one-day thing. You spaced it out over the course of like a week or something, right? Or are you last-minute cram session Shuddy and you started at 12 hours before the test?
So I started taking the online class. I signed up for it on August 5th. It expired November 3rd. So I spent all of last weekend finishing it so I could take I spent Sunday after you were here, hungover still, finishing the course so I could take the test last week. Yeah, like I had to cram it, a lot of it in at the very end because I was like, oh, I have 3 months. I'll take my time. And then it's like, holy shit, it expires on the 3rd.
Yeah, if I had to
pay for it again.
If I had to study for anything that Sunday, I would have retained 0% of the information.
Yeah, it was rough that Sunday finishing that because I knew that I had to finish the course before it expired so I could take the test.
Jesus. Well,
but now I'm good for another 5 years.
I'm glad flipping out at the proctor didn't disqualify you.
I know. That was what I was afraid of. Like,
Did you like let it on when you saw that you weren't muted? You were like, "Oops, I was talking to the dog. Sorry about that."
Nope, I was just so
Who
angry that I
named
didn't
Proctor.
fucking care that they heard my fucking tirade. I was fucking furious. But then when I took the entirety of my test, I was completely silent. I didn't do a single word.
Well, you showed those fools who's boss, Shuddy.
Yeah, some poor person in India got to listen to some ignorant American
Flip out.
fucking
They're used to it. They're used to it. It's all good. I almost freaked out at Allegiant Stadium this weekend, so I'm here. I wanted to run to the fucking field and punch Dan Jones in the back of his head as he was walking out or walking
So you
off.
were even there for that. You were even in the building for that. Oh.
Yeah, I was. It was abysmal. I'm fucking cursed. I've been to 3 Giants games and they've lost in embarrassing fashion every time. I actually left early for 2 of them. Yeah. The other one was probably an even worse thing to watch. But yeah, dude, I was in Vegas this weekend and went to the Giants game on Sunday.
How was Vegas leading up to that with the Galoopies?
It was fun. It was fun hanging out with them. They're a fucking trip. The hotel, we stayed at the Mandalay Bay, which is just a short walk over to the stadium. That was whatever, kind of fucking whack. Actually, they're annoying. Is
it still cheap to get a room at the Mandalay Bay after that shooter?
I think it was $600 a night.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, because it's like football. It's football weekend. Or
is that what brought you guys there?
Yeah, we went to go see the Giants Raiders. So my buddy had a hookup where we got field passes and seats in the Twitch lounge because he set up the partnership with Twitch and Raiders and the Raiders. So he just had those. He's not even at Amazon anymore, but he just was, I don't know, they just gave him the tickets and he just like stored them in like his app or his account. But dude,
was there any debauchery?
It was pretty tame on that level, but this is actually kind of crazy. So just like one of those small world stories, but so one of my buddy was trying to get tickets to the Sphere to go see U2, and we were probably going to get them for free. Actually, we were going to get them for free if we're going to go. And I think they're like $500-$600 tickets. And you guys know what the Sphere is, right?
Yeah.
No.
You haven't.
I'm going to read this for you.
No, I'm kidding, Geoff. I'm fucking with you.
Well, some people don't know what it is. I don't want to fucking explain it. It's in Las Vegas. Google it.
It's a concert. It's a concert venue that is quite literally basically a complete sphere. And it lights up on the outside and on the inside.
Yeah, and it projects like graphics, like scrolling graphics that are hyper realistic. So they're always changing.
And the sound is supposed to be really good inside, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. All that is accurate. I don't know. I don't think they'll have a death metal show there, but like, I know you guys aren't into Tool. They won't have a Tool show either, but like that kind of shit would be like fucking insane.
I mean, Metallica could feasibly do a show that's big enough to do a show there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So U2's got like a 36 show residency there. Anyways, my buddy was going to get them through his Raiders Connect's fiance, right? And when he told me this, I was like, wait a second. I was like, who's your Raider Connect? Or I was like, is your Raider Connect Holly? He's like, yeah. How the hell do you know Holly? So my buddy's Raiders Connect is my college roommate's fiance. which is the most fucking random thing ever. My college roommate met his fiance when he worked for the Dallas Cowboys, and then they both took a job with the Las Vegas Raiders. He since split on the Raiders to work for the Madison Square Garden group, which runs the Sphere. So like he has known like my buddy's fiance for like 3 years, and it just so happened to be my college roommate, and it was a fucking trip. So he was like, wait a minute, why am I working on this shit? This is your former college roommate. So I tried to like facilitate the process and help us land some U2 tickets at the Sphere, a band that I really have no interest in seeing if it weren't inside the Sphere or tickets weren't free. But we weren't able to lock those down either way. But it was all good. I mean, Vegas was still kind of fun. It was cool hanging out with them, and the game itself was sick. But I don't know, like the Mandalay Bay kind of fucking sucked. The Vegas service, the whole thing with the Vegas like experience is fucking annoying and just like overly priced in egregious ways. And I don't know, it's just like it's an annoying experience, I think. So when we got to the hotel room, checked in the hotel room, I had to take a shit, and my buddy's father used the toilet ahead of time. He's like, hey man, like the toilet it's a little funky, so we might have to actually call down to room service because it's not really flushing. So I tried the 2 flush method. It actually got the dookies down, but then it's got
his dookies were stuck or yours?
No, mine.
So,
but Geoff knew going in that the toilet situation wasn't ideal, and still tried.
I had to take a shit.
Yeah, I mean, you should be able to take a shit in a fucking $600 a night hotel room for sure.
Right, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. Shuddy. No, I'm just kidding. So I go to take a shit. The dookies go down, but not my poopy toilet paper, and whatever. So we go down to the fucking desk, and we're like, hey, and this is the first indication that we're in some Mandalay's just up to some bullshit. we go to the desk, we're like, hey, can you send someone up to look at the toilet because it's not really flushing? And the guy is all like, yeah, we're gonna send our engineers up there in a few minutes to look at your toilet. It's like, the fuck, an engineer? Why don't you send a fucking plumber? Like, do you need to send someone up there with a fucking master's degree? An engineer? Like,
well, I think it's like
just
bullshit me.
Yeah,
that's the term they use to make, instead of saying we're sending the janitor.
Yeah, it's like in half.
We're sending maintenance. We're sending an engineer. That's all it means. We're sending maintenance.
Yeah, remember like in half
bullshit.
baked, Geoff, when he gets all pissed off that people call him a janitor, he's like, I'm a custodial engineer.
Whatever. Hey, just give me a fucking plunger. You don't need to send up a guy with a master's degree. Like, fuck, dude. And it's just like, yeah, like we went to the sports book to make bets and watch football. And to get a drink voucher, you have to make a minimum of a $200 bet, which is fucking outrageous.
So wait a second, like when you go to a casino, for people who have never been to AC or Vegas or anything like that, if you're just like sitting playing table games or playing the slots, people come by and offer you drinks. They take your drink orders and it's all free. I mean, you're supposed to tip, but like, so they're not, if you're making sports bets, they're checking what bets you've made before they offer you free drinks.
That is what it would appear.
You have to give them a voucher, the waitress a voucher.
Oh, that's some scumbag shit.
And you only get a voucher if you bet $200.
So is it
stupid?
If you bet $400, do you get 2 vouchers? Or they cut you off, you only get one free drink?
I think you get 2 vouchers. Dude, last time I was in Vegas, I placed 2.
I've got to make a work call, guys. I'll be right back. Continue.
I placed 2 season-long bets
He's going
and
to
a
take a
couple
shit.
futures for like $2,500, right? And they didn't give me a fucking voucher. And I forgot to like ask. And then after a few minutes, I was like, well, wait a second. Do I get anything? And they gave me 5 vouchers at that point, and it was like, all right, fine. But the fact that I had to ask was fucking annoying, right?
Yeah. Because then you
And I was
sound like
actually so annoyed.
a cheap piece
I
of
went
shit.
to the right. I was so annoyed that I went to there was actually a sports book on the bottom level and the top level. So I went to the top level where they didn't like see me. I was like, hey, I never got vouchers. Can I get vouchers? So I got 5 more. So I actually made out in that deal.
That's
but dude,
some
like
quick Geoff thinking.
yeah. But yeah, everything is fucking stupid expensive. It's like you buy like a round of drinks and it's like $80 for 4 people. You buy a round of drinks, it's like, oh yeah, $80 or like $85. Like, what the fuck? It's outrageous. And yeah, like the fucking the service I thought was shitty in Mandalay Bay. Like Sunday morning, we got up early to watch the there was a Germany NFL game. It started at 6:30, and
Wait,
we wanted to get some fucking coffee.
Your thingy froze up a little bit. Did you say there was an NFL game in Germany?
Yeah, they played an NFL game in Germany, so it started at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time.
Why? Why would they? So, which teams got flown out to Germany to play a game?
Well, one was your Super Bowl pick, the Miami Dolphins, and the other was the Kansas City Chiefs.
What? Oh my! Like, also, like, I mean, I hope they flew them out there well enough in advance to where they're not dealing with fucking jet lag playing a football game.
Well, it's up to the teams to decide that. So the Miami team flew out Monday after practice, and the Kansas City Chiefs flew out Thursday after practice. And the game was on Sunday. So it was their idea that they were going to finish practice, sleep on the plane. Then they woke up, or then when they landed Friday, they would do another practice or a walkthrough, which is honestly like fucking crazy management and crazy behavior because like humans, like they treat air travel differently. Like you could say, yeah, you got a 10-hour flight to Germany, just sleep through it. But like some people just can't sleep during the flight.
Yeah. Like I used to be, I one time fell asleep before the plane took off and was woken up by the wheels touching down when we landed. And it was fucking glorious. And I used to be really good. Like I would just take red eyes because flying back to the East Coast sucks because it's like a 5-hour flight and then you have a 3-hour time jump. So it's about an 8-hour difference in time from when you leave in LA to landing on the East Coast. So it always sucks. And I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna red eye it every time. And the last few times I've done it, I can't get a fucking wink of sleep. I used to be able to sleep so easily on planes, and now I can't. So I was just like, all right, well, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother with that anymore because then it ruins like my whole first day there. And it's like, all right, this has no longer become, the life hack that I thought it was. So yeah, I mean, if you're, well, and so what is the point of that? I mean, have they been doing this for a while now? Like just playing one team in a foreign country?
Well, now it started off with one game in London. And now this is like, I think 10, 15 years ago. And now it's 4 games, 4 international games. They did 2 in London and 2 in Germany.
Is that just them trying to get international interest in the NFL?
Yeah, for sure.
Is it working?
Hello, friends.
I mean, maybe
Welcome back,
moderately.
Shuddy. What do they call it there? Because football's already taken. Do they call it soccer?
They call it American football.
Ah.
Yeah.
Just like here we call the football they play in Australia, Australian rules football.
Oh. See, I feel like they should call it, they should just give it a new
name. Slightly different
name.
from rugby.
Kind of like what we did with their version of football, and we were just like, nope, that's soccer. Fuck you. Like they should just call it throw ball or something. Because, I mean, you throw the ball more than you kick it.
Yeah, I got to be honest, though. I mean, how am I going to word this? Us calling football doesn't really make sense. right? Like their football makes sense.
Yeah.
Like ours doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah,
And
for
I
the
like,
amount of times a foot touches a ball in soccer, it completely dwarfs football.
it's actually, you're not supposed to touch it with your hands. That's a penalty. So it's, quite literally a ball, a sport played with your feet, and football, they kick it, I don't know, like maybe 5 times a game.
Yeah, and kickball is taken. I'm sorry.
And it's not like the football is really like shaped like a foot. It's not. I don't know what the fucking, it's shaped like a football, which I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, that's also reminding me back to the earlier discussion about how when we were kids, it was just like, go play outside. I don't want to see you for a few hours. And we were trusted as 5-year-olds to, not jump into a stranger's van and all that stuff. But like going back to the sports we played in gym class, like dodgeball was fucking sick. I loved it, even though I got my share of bloody noses. And kickball was fucking rad. I loved kickball. I was actually pretty good at it too. So I know that they've banished dodgeball to the trash heap of history a long time ago in public schools and whatnot, but are kids still allowed to play kickball?
I'd assume so, yeah.
I hope so. Kickball was fucking
That's
rad.
not dangerous. Although to get someone out, you do have to hit them with the ball, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Every now and then you gotta get hit with something when you're a kid. It toughens you up.
Dude, dodgeball is the best. I don't understand how they could actually get rid of that. It's fucking terrible. But so anyways, yeah, so we're up early Sunday morning. We fucking call down to room service and we're like, hey, can we get a pot of coffee? And they're like, yeah, it's $60 plus an hour wait. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we're paying $600 a night for this fucking room. We're going to pay the $60 for the coffee and we got to wait a fucking hour? Like, what the fuck?
That is one of the biggest ripoffs I've ever heard in my fucking life.
It's outrageous, dude. It's like shit like that is pretty much just the whole like Vegas experience. And
although, no, Geoff, that's capitalism. You're not allowed to complain about that. You pay what these assholes ask you to pay, and you do it with a fucking smile.
Dude, I actually I met this, or the first time I was in Vegas, I was waiting to be seated at a poker table at the Bellagio. And I struck up a conversation with like a poker dealer, and he told me that Vegas was much better when the mafia ran things. Like it was just a funner atmosphere, and there was better customer service. And he's like, he didn't say fucking, but he's like, when these fucking corporations took over, they ruined it.
Yeah, should we just like give the mafia another shot at this? Like,
oh, absolutely.
Just put everything in their hands. Like if you get like drunk driving, fucking Joey Cannoli just sneaks up behind you and double taps you in the back of the head.
I mean, that's a stiff punishment, but I like where you're going with this. Joey Cannoli. No, my grandmother used to say that about actually like Schenectady, New York. She's like, when the mafia ran things, it was much better. And the police came in and fucking ruined it.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. Like the mafia actually kept people in line.
Yeah, and they're like the Schenectady police was like more corrupt and worse than the mafia. Actually, like that's another like angle to it.
Yeah, well, that's fucked up, man. That sounds like Vegas isn't even fucking worth going to. Like coffee is like the cheapest thing in the world if you really think about it. Like if you go and get your oil changed at the dealership or something, they have free coffee right there. Like everywhere, like AA meetings have free coffee. Free coffee is a very common thing at establishments. And okay, let's say you got these people to come to Vegas, pay $600 a night to stay in your fucking hotel, and they're a little bit hungover. They're a little drowsy. They need a little pick-me-up so they can go and hit the tables. Like, I don't know. I would be like, yeah, here is some free coffee. Now that you have some energy, go to our blackjack tables. Go play some poker.
Yeah, like you can get free coffee at a fucking Holiday Inn. Like, like I'm using coffee so I can spend more money at your fucking establishment.
An hour wait on top of the 60. I would have been like, you know what? Something's wrong with my toilet again. I think someone took a shit in the top part of it. You guys got to come fix that.
Oh, they never sent an engineer to go fix the toilet. That
No
never
way.
happened.
Oh my God.
Fucking ridiculous. And I was more offended with the coffee thing. I was more offended by the wait than the price, because it's just like, we'd already been there Saturday. I've been to Vegas a bunch of times. It's drilled into my head that everything is unnecessarily expensive, right? An hour wait, get the fuck out of here. No, like, fuck that. Send it now. Send the fucking coffee now.
You should do one of those feedback things and bitch about all this stuff. Like, no one fixed my toilet. They didn't give me drink vouchers. You fucking chodes wanted $60 in an hour wait for a pot of coffee. Fuck you all to death.
Yeah, I also wanted to say this to their faces, but it's like you're giving someone shit who's, it goes so it's so over their head, it's so out of their fucking whatever, they're like above their pay scale, like they can't do anything about it. And like, you give feedback to those things and they're probably just gonna fucking punish people who probably don't even deserve to be punished. Like, the issue is like, why do you hire a bigger fucking staff to accommodate all the people that flew in for the game or are staying at your fucking hotel room? I don't know. It's that aspect of it obviously sucked, right?
Yeah.
And just like flying is fucking pretty annoying too. Like, as I'm waiting to board the Southwest, my Southwest airline, they fucking get on the intercom and they're trying to get people to like check their bags. Because there's like a wait, there's a concern about like the weight limit. And like, the lady fucking said, don't make us take your personal items. Please check them in. Help us help you. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or paying, like, the airplane tickets are expensive. Send a fucking plane that you don't have to worry about the weight limit. Like, the fucking rules for Southwest are pretty self-explanatory. You get one carry-on and one personal bag. How could you be close to like being past the weight limit? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's bullshit. Yep. And again, it's like, if you complain to anyone about it, it's just like, the person on the intercom, like, what is she really going to do, right? It's not like she picked which plane they're going to fly, use, right?
Well, that's why like, anytime you get those like follow-ups, like, how was your flight? You got to just go fucking scorched earth on them. Because if you make a big enough stink and if you go Karen hard enough, like, especially with, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the bitch-ass shit that the Mandalay Bay pulled, who knows where their fucking loyalty lies. But a lot of times, if you have like a laundry list of like, you fucking jerk-offs did this, you did this, you did this, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry you had such a horrible experience. Here's like $100 in chips and a free night stay, or something like that.
But it's not even gambling chips; it's fucking Lay's.
Yeah,
they just send you like 20 bags,
salt
20
vinegar.
bags of kettle cooked chips. Yeah, yeah. It's like maybe that's what happened with the Las Vegas shooter. Maybe the fucking toilet engineer never came up and fixed his toilet. He was paying $25 for a fucking watered down gin and tonic, and he's like, you know what? I happen to bring my assault rifle here. Fuck it.
Oh Jesus.
Sorry, dark. Anyways, the aside from the Giants getting absolutely ass raped in the most embarrassing fashion maybe ever, the game itself is fucking sick. Like,
how is the stadium?
Shuddy, your mic's all fucked up again. Uh-oh. Now Shuddy's gonna fill out a customer complaint card.
The stadium is fucking sick. I mean, it's actually like pretty cool. Like, it's set up or
same.
So weird.
The fuck? It says it's on the Yeti microphone.
Unless the Yeti microphone is up Jeff's ass, I don't think it's being truthful.
It's not being truthful.
The tree engineers are on my ass.
Fucking cunt.
Are you waiting to receive my limp penis?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I just got made the
Kevin's
host.
now the host, which means, and Shuddy's out.
This is
He's
the bloke
back.
who got me on the penis before.
Did
Well-
the Super Nintendo method work?
It
Anyways,
says it did, but
Oh,
who
there
the
we
fuck
go.
knows?
Yep, you're back.
good. But we got field passes, so we got to like watch the players warm up, and that was fucking sick. And we kind of got to meet a couple of the players and stuff like that, or just like they like came over and thanked us for, stopping by or going to the game, and we got to high five a couple of them. That was fine. That was cool.
Did you stink palm anybody? Like, I don't like that guy. You start wiping your hand in your ass crack?
No, dude, because we were on the Giants side of the field, so I did like all those guys except Dan Jones. Now, fucking hate that guy. But so that was sick. The stadium was beautiful, and just like being on the field before the game started was fucking awesome. It really was kind of cool, and it was made that much better by not having to pay large sums of money, which would have been the case had I purchased them myself. So overall, I'd suck 2.5 Las Vegas dicks this trip around.
Speaking of trips, Thursday I'm driving to Dallas.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Friday, my dad and I are doing a tour of AT&T Stadium.
That's sick.
Which I would not commit to until the end of the game last night.
Yeah. Eagles beat the Cowboys in a nail biter last night. The Cowboys playing. Oh, you know the Cowboys.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Right?
I've heard of them.
All right. Well, he spoiled it. You knew what city they were before Shuddy said that?
Wait, what? Which one again? The Dolphins?
Yeah,
the Cowboys.
The
Cowboys.
No. The Cowboys. What city do they play in? AKA
Dallas.
America's team?
Dallas.
Yes. Yeah. I think they're worth like $10 billion. Like I think the most
expensive,
valuable sports franchise in the country.
Yeah, it might be the world actually.
I think some of the European soccer teams would be.
Could be Manchester United.
Yeah, you think
right.
men's soccer is more expensive?
According to Forbes, from this
they do
year,
them every year. Yeah,
from this September. I just want to know the fucking team. It is the Dallas Cowboys, #1 in the world, $9 billion.
Jesus.
It's not good enough.
He bought it
Gotta send him to Germany.
He bought it in 1989 for $150 million.
Yeah, that's why it's like there's just never been a time where a professional sports franchise in America has lost value. So like when one of these things goes for sale, like they just, I don't know, they're like exponentially more valuable. So like, I don't know.
The top 10 in the world are all American sports teams. The Cowboys, the Yankees.
Lakers.
Number 3 is the Warriors.
No shit.
Kevin, do you know what city the Warriors play in or what their full name is?
The full name is Warriors Come Out to Play. And they are from Warriors. This is basketball?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're in the right sport.
Okay.
Good job.
I mean, you can give him the name, and he's not going to guess what city it's in.
Well, isn't the city in the name?
Nope.
Oh,
It's
this
the
is a
Golden
fucking trick.
State.
This is a fucking trick.
It's the Golden State Warriors.
Well, California is the Golden State.
Yep.
I wouldn't have known that if it weren't for the Warriors, actually.
So I mean, they can't be Los Angeles. I don't think, because Los Angeles already has 2 teams, right?
Yeah,
Holy
you're
shit,
good.
you are on
Yep.
fire. You're
Let's
going to get
go.
there.
Ford's fucking genius.
I mean, you narrowed it down.
Oh no.
If this were like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you've gotten it down to 2 choices pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
I think there's like a hockey thing. Hockey thing is like scrambling my brain, but is it Sacramento?
No,
No.
that's where hockey is confusing you because the Sacramento team has the same name as a hockey team in California.
All right, this has gone to Inception. I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore.
Kings. It's the Los Angeles Kings are the hockey team, and the Sacramento Kings are the basketball team.
Oh.
And the Golden State Warriors play in San Francisco.
Oh, I thought that was going to be ruled out. Damn it. Whatever.
Then the Patriots are number 3. Number 4 is Warriors and Patriots have the same value of $7 billion, so they're tied for 3. Then the Rams, then the New York Football Giants, Bears, Raiders, Knicks, Jets. The Knicks and the Jets are the same. And then you get into soccer.
Wow.
And then
Those pussies.
So Real Madrid, the
Those
Commanders
bitches.
Yeah, good luck
in
being as cool as us.
Washington. Then the Manchester United, Niners, Lakers, Eagles, Dolphins, and then Barcelona.
If Jerry Jones woke up tomorrow with Manchester United's money, he'd slit his fucking throat.
Yeah, Manchester United, $6 billion. However, the team, oh no, that's the 49ers. The family that bought the 49ers paid $13 million for it in 1977, and it's now worth $6 billion.
Well, can you do the Mayors of the Rooneys, which is actually 2 families? I think Kevin knows, right?
My grandma is friends with them.
So
the Mayors might have bought the Giants for like $100,000 or something.
Holy shit!
I mean, it was back. I think it was like in the 30s or something crazy. Like that, but
so when the Maras bought the franchise in 1925,
25.
Yeah. It cost them $500.
And a beaver pelt or something.
Now it's worth $6 billion.
Yeah, it was
and
like
then when Stephen
a
Tisch
handful
bought
of
in 1991, he bought in for $150 million.
Jesus.
What an investment. Jesus
And now
Christ.
it's worth $6.8 billion.
You just said Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys for what, 13 million?
Yeah. Or 150 million in 1989.
Right. Yeah, I remember like hearing stories about that and people being like, this guy is insane buying the Cowboys for 150 million.
Yeah, and
now
I
it's
think
$9 billion.
I may not be 100% correct, but I think he used all his own money when he bought it. Like he mortgaged everything. Yeah, because he made his money in pig farms in Arkansas. And so he was the hillbilly that was joining the NFL at the time. And now he's King Dick.
Geoff, your poo-poo story kind of reminded me of something.
Oh, I was going to ask if you guys want to talk about sex positions, but what do you got?
Well, I got poop stuff. I've been having some poo issues lately. Where, have you ever had like a poo that's like kind of too big for your butt, and like as it's pooing, like and slowly coming out, you're just like, ow, 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 ow.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I've birds of poo before.
Yeah, it feels like you're shitting out a pine cone, and like it's like every millimeter that it moves, it hurts your butthole more. So I was trying to do this move where like I clinch and I try to use my butt to like knead the poo like Play-Doh to try and kind of like make it thinner so it doesn't hurt so much. But that's been happening to me a lot in the past week. I think my poos are too big. I don't know if that means too much fiber, but I tell you what, it's at the point now where when I start to feel like a turd's coming, I get all nervous. My palms start sweating.
It's
like,
that
oh, man,
bad?
I'm about to go through some fucking serious shit here, no pun intended. Yeah, it's too big. Hurts my
Kind of
bungus.
a pun.
I mean, all right, well, that's all I had for today's show. No, I'm just
He
kidding.
just
We usually get more mileage out of stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what to add on.
I mean,
Other than I know how you feel.
do you have any other methods of handling it, or do you just let it fly and you're like, all right, I just got to fucking grit and bear it?
yeah, power through it.
Yeah, dude.
What kind of options do you think there are, Kevin? Like,
Let's workshop some ideas.
yeah, what do you
Well, I mean,
what did you
guys
come up with?
What do you guys think about my idea about using my butthole to knead the poo dough into a thinner log?
But how would that work? How would you do that?
Fucking Kevin can do butthole
Butthole
kegels.
cake? Yeah, is that what we're...
So, like, when your butt opens and some poo comes out, you, like, shut the trap door again real quick. Not all the way.
Yeah, but won't that just pinch it off?
Yeah, but then you let it go a little bit more, and then you pinch, and then you let it go a little bit more, and then you pinch, and then it kind of, like, reshapes it to a manageable size.
Has that worked for you? Or have you not tried it yet?
No, I've tried it. It still hurts.
You gotta try it
Because I
harder.
don't think your butthole muscle and your sphincter, which is pushing the poop out, work separately.
And it's not like when I look in the bowl afterwards, it's like the size of my thigh. You know, they just look like normal poos. It's just like, man, why the fuck did that hurt so much?
Ow! Ow! Ow!
That's kind of what I sounded
It's you
like.
kneading your own poop.
My weekend, I went to a film festival.
Oh?
So all those like laurels and shit that I get when I put my screenplays into festivals and contests and stuff. Now, I haven't entered one in a while because once it was like, oh, okay, yeah, now definitely making John Cooper, it was like, all right, well, I'm not going to spend any more money putting this into festivals or my other stuff either. I'm just going to focus on this and try to get a finished product and then see what I can do with that when it's done. So there was one that for Zombie Beach Party, I entered this festival like a year and a half or 2 years ago and completely forgot about it. And then I got an email being like, hey, you're a winner. And the event is taking place on this weekend and blah, blah, blah. And you have, you and a +1 for free tickets since you were a winner and come check it out. And I was like, okay, it's been a minute. I haven't actually entered one of my works into a contest in a while. So I was like, yeah, sometimes these things feel a little scammy. So I wrote back and I'm like, I got this email. I don't know what's going on. It says I won, but I don't know what I won. What's going on here? And they're like, well, we can't exactly tell you what you've won but we're strongly hinting that you might want to show up to the actual event in person because you probably won something. Wink, wink. So Carl and I went, and I've told you guys about the previous festival that I attended in person years and years ago when I took a date, a girl that I had only been on 1 or 2 dates with previously. And it was just like, I don't know, this could be kind of a cool flex. Like, hey, do you want to come with me to this rinky-dink little film festival? My screenplay's in it, and it was the one where they were like, yeah, and we're going to pick a scene and act it out on stage in front of everybody in attendance. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, it's Iron Lung. It's a fucking pothead kung fu movie. They're not going to do any kung fu on stage. What scene are they going to pick? And they picked a scene with like a 2-minute diarrhea joke. And I was just on stage like, oh my fucking God. Looking at her, looking back at me, and I'm just like, oh, she's doing the math. She's fucking weighing the options. She is out of here. But it was so
You should have dumped her first.
It was one of those things where I was like, oh shit, is this going to be a repeat of that last time? And now I'm bringing Carl. But it was cool. It was a horror festival and Zombie Beach Party. got a little award here. I got a little medal.
Nice.
Did you wear it to dinner afterwards?
No, I should. Well, it ended at like 10:30 at night, so we pretty much just bounced. But I got this like plaque too.
Damn.
I don't know if that's
pretty
like
cool, man.
Katana from Mortal Kombat on it.
Or Psylocke.
Yeah, or Psylocke.
Looks like Psylocke with the bands on the arm.
But yeah, I got an award for best zombie feature.
Nice.
So that was kind of neat. I got Shuddy, can you give me screen share permission?
I sure can.
Permission. I can show
Done.
you what the festival actually looked like. Where is that? Here we go. Okay. Let's share this. So this is kind of what it looked like inside. I hope it doesn't play any noise.
Everybody likes a good monster flick.
Oh, it is
right?
playing noise.
Who likes a good monster?
So it wasn't massive.
Monsters can be anything from wild animals to freakishly like aliens or
Where is this going?
even some people.
Yeah, the banter between the hosts was interesting. That guy was just like rambling about monsters, and the main host of it had to be like, "Is this going somewhere?" But you know he
gave him the red light or whatever.
yeah, but it was kind of cool. It was the first time I've ever won an award at a festival where they call you up and you get to make a little acceptance speech.
Oh my God. What did you say?
I pretty much just said, I gave just a real quick backstory. It was like, I've been writing screenplays since I was 17. I'm 41 now, and I just wrapped directing my first feature last month, and following that up with this is just really fucking cool. And, I love the 80s. I love zombies. So naturally, I put the two of those together and made this fun script, and I'm glad you guys liked it, and I hope I can make it one day, and you can see it play out in front of you. And then
Did you write a speech?
I thanked the Dark Lord. No, I didn't even know. I had no idea what to expect, because these things, sometimes like the last time I went, I showed up and I was like, ooh, this is way below what I wanted it to be. This is kind of embarrassing that I'm bringing this girl here like it's some sort of a flex. This was way cooler, and I guess the guy who puts it on, it's kind of sad. The poor guy lost his wife last year, and they ran the festivals together, I believe, and they've been doing it for a really long time. So he had to, they canceled it so he could grieve, and that's kind of why this one was hanging around for so long, because it was supposed to be a festival last year, but it got pushed to this one, to 2023. But the guy was, super nice. It was cool being around a bunch of horror nerds and horror filmmakers and stuff. And, there was no heavy hitters. It was all just, up-and-comers, people trying to make shorts, people trying to break through, and all these film nerds that are really passionate about it. It was a cool experience. I enjoyed it. It went a little long for Carl's taste, but it's always cool getting a new thingy to throw on the fucking the
trophy case, baby.
The trophy room. Yeah, this is a legit win. This counts. Gonna get a set of laurels.
Sick.
Makes it look cooler.
Did you do any networking?
No.
Was there anybody worth chatting with there?
Not really. Because I feel like everybody there was kind of just focused on their own stuff. So I think everybody showed up like, oh boy, I sure hope someone comes up and talks to me. And everybody just kind of sitting there like, all right, come talk to me, make me a fucking life-changing offer. Tell me you thought my shit was cool and you want to go in on it. So we were fucking tired. It's kind of late. We were just like, let's just bounce. We spent 3 hours. They merged two festivals together. That this guy runs both of them, and they're both horror festivals. So it was 2 award shows back to back. I got mine. I was like the third person to win. So we were just sitting there for 3 more hours, watching people go up and get their thingies and making their speeches. And I think at that point, Carl was like, "Yeah, we should just get back to the couch." Yeah, that
I
was
don't
kind
hate
of cool.
that.
I tried.
I don't hate that move.
I did. I made it out to the SAG protest as well.
Dude, you've been hitting the picket lines hard.
I mean, I only went twice. I went Halloween Day, which was kind of cool. I went to the Warner Brothers picket line, which is really close to where Seek and I used to live. Like, if I was still living there, I could have walked to this one. And they don't go that long, I guess, in order to keep the picket line and to, make your point. It's only 3 hours a day. So I was like, all right, I'll go check this out, get some steps in, and saw Bryan Cranston there. That was pretty fucking cool. A lot of character actors that I recognized, and the lead guy from Revenge of the Nerds, I think Robert
Carradine.
Carradine, yeah, saw him there.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, it was, and I mean, it's all these studios have a decent amount of property, so you do walk quite far back and forth, and the people honking, like, it was nonstop, like people all throwing their arms out the window, shouting us out, honking in solidarity. And then so that was Halloween, and then the next day that SAG sent out a thing to everybody being like, all right, this is day 111 of the strike. We're meeting with the producers again, and we're consolidating everything to Disney. So everybody went to Disney in Burbank, and that was fucking wild. There was a fuckload of people there, and I was just doing laps around this massive, massive fucking property that they have. Like, I was there for 3 hours, and I only made it, like, you only get a couple laps around because it's so goddamn big. But at one point, I walked by one of the gates, and people were jumping into line with their signs here and there as they showed up, and Bob Odenkirk was, like, directly in front of me. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, this is fucking cool. People were, like, tripping over themselves trying to get over because, like, oh, I just saw, like, Bryan Cranston showed up again at this one, and people were, like, fighting against the stream, like, against the salmon, trying to, like, it's kind of weird. It's like, you're all actors, you're all in SAG. I kind of figured people would have a little bit more restraint than to go scramble trying to get a selfie with Bryan Cranston. But I mean, I'm not
fanboying out.
I was fanboying out in my head, but I also have the restraint to not go and bother them and shit. But that, everybody was kind of going in one direction, and every now and then people would be walking against the grain, and one of those people was Ernie Hudson. That was fucking cool.
Yeah. Should have got a selfie with him.
Yeah, I trust me, I really wanted to. Man, Ghostbusters aside, he was the fucking shit in The Crow. Does not get enough credit.
Ernie Hudson's a G.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, it was interesting being there and seeing it all in person. And I guess, let's see, 20 minutes ago, SAG just sent an email to everybody saying that they're currently responding to the latest offers. And I guess there's a few things they haven't hammered out yet, including AI, which I don't understand why they have such a fucking boner with, like, no, okay, fine, we won't use AI to scan your faces and get out of paying actors for shit. It's like, how can no one's going to fucking go for that.
Yeah, that's like a non-starter.
Yeah, and it appears the studios and the producers are just not budging. Like, no, we are going to fucking scan you guys, use your images, and not pay you. And it's like, what are you guys, fucking nuts? It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know. You cannot sign any collective bargaining agreement with that in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the writers got it out. Clearly, nobody wants that bullshit. So, there's really, really gumming up the works. They're really just shooting themselves in the fucking foot because every week this goes on, the studios are losing ass loads of money. Like, they've lost so much money already, they could have paid like 3 times over what people are asking for. And
yeah,
Like the Gladiator sequel. I can't remember if I filled you guys in on this in the past on the show before, but they shut down Gladiator 2 in the middle of principal photography, and they built an actual fucking arena, like a gladiator coliseum for that. So that set is constructed, shut down, and from what I hear, every week that they're shut down, it's costing the studio $600,000 just on that movie alone.
I mean, it's the same thing for like every strike, you know. It's like the companies, the corporations feel like, I mean, they don't feel like it. They can hold out longer financially than the people who are on strike. So it's like their idea is like, oh, eventually they'll break and sign. And I think the possible profits and like the not only the profits, or I guess just the amount of money that they're going to save by not having to pay the actors once they have their images is so worth it that they can they'll lose even more money, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a weird move
because they're gonna get to the point with AI where it's like we actually don't need you. We don't need your actors anymore. You know what I mean? And like at that point, it's like, oh, it's 100% profit. It's all profit. Yeah. So that's probably how they see it. So they're willing to just, we'll lose $600,000 a week in this Coliseum rebuild. Who gives a fuck? Because eventually, even if it's our grandkids, we're going to fucking just kill it.
Yeah, we will decimate as many professions as exist to just fucking hoard more and more money. Yeah, cool.
Capitalism, baby.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Hey, I'm not trying to sound like some socialist piece of shit. They'll fire me from Outkick. I love capitalism.
I also did an appearance on MSPH alumni Doug Benson's podcast. Not Doug Loves Movies, but I did The Wide World of Doug's.
But you're not named Doug.
Yeah, I think they ran through that gauntlet pretty quickly.
Oh, okay.
So now it's a lot of I think Doug started scratching the surface on me and learned a lot of stuff that some of the people in the Puminati have learned for a while. So it sort of was like, wait, what? Hold on, we have to go deeper into that. What did you just say? So there were quite a few of those.
You
moments.
told him about jerking off kneeling? Is that where?
Nope, we didn't even get there yet.
About?
Didn't even get there yet. So like they bring somebody on, you know, a lot of times it's a comedian or something of that nature, and they'll bullshit with you for like 30 minutes, talk about whatever you're working on, and then they have a questionnaire that they ask you. And some stuff revolves around names, some stuff revolves around tattoos, and you start fucking scratching the surface with me and tattoos, and you know, you're stumbling upon some shit, barely even touched on some of my tattoo stories. And then, of course, the alliteration of KK, the whole, like, what's your middle name? That came up.
That's a fun combo.
Yeah.
Clarence.
Yeah. And you sheepishly told him that it's Kyle.
No, I didn't reenact the Mendocino Farms joke with him. But it was
what
really,
stories
really
did
fun.
You tell?
I mean, he was asking about,
spoiler alert,
the sugar gliders.
Okay.
So sugar gliders, tattoos, making the movie, and then like stories about my name and stuff like that. But like it's only an hour long and it flew by. And he was like, "Holy shit!"
How much did you talk about this show?
I don't think it came up. But he wants to have me back on again. He's like, man, we didn't even get to ask all the questions we usually ask, so you got to come back sometime. I was like, oh shit, all right. So yeah,
love that.
If you
maybe
fill some make some room in your podcast listening schedule for the newest episode of The Wide World of Doug's. Give it that Puminati bump, so we look all fucking cool and shit.
They get you invited back quicker. A little Puminati bump.
Yeah.
A Puminati key bump.
Speaking of Puminati related stuff, jumping ahead a little bit to the plugs, I just wanted to give people a heads up. This weekend, we did a little revamping of our Patreon page. So this is something that I've been asking for. Anytime they send a survey, like, what would you like to see different about Patreon? It was every time I was like, make fucking folders. Make something where we can arrange shows. Because I don't subscribe to anybody else's Patreon. I don't know what other people are doing. But we essentially use our Patreon as like a network. There's so many different shows that we're all doing. Like solo, combined, Shuddy branching off and doing What the Fuck Did I Just Watch with Dom. Like there's so much stuff happening, but it's all just a timeline. And when you've been doing it for 6 years and you put out as many weekly shows as we do, it gets really fucking cluttered. It's clumsy. It's not very user-friendly. And they finally added collections. So if you're on the $10 tier of our Patreon, right at the top by the heading, you can click the collections tab, and it's all broken down into categories. So if you want to just binge through supermarket queefs, let's say, it's all congregated in one category, like the nerd holes, snack attacks, between two flushes. I even made a miscellaneous folder that we'll just have to add stuff to as we think of it. But, you know, like the limited stuff, like the quarantining with Kevin when I would make those cocktails on video, like they're all in there. Shuddy Boy doing his brapping in inappropriate places. Shuddy's construction videos. Dominic doing
all the stuff that didn't last very long.
Yeah. So that stuff is all in there. Shuddy Boy and Dom's toy chest has its own page. All the one-off stuff, Masters of the Pooniverse, it's all there, making it so much easier than the way they originally had it, where it was just one clumsy fucking timeline. And you could try searching, but it didn't always work. So anybody who was looking to join the Patreon, or maybe some people that left because it was a little too convoluted, it's way, way, way easier now to act. Because, I mean, like I just said, we've done almost 6 years worth of content. We've done all these different specialty shows, so now it's a lot easier to navigate. So check it out, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Oh, look at this. Shuddy's giving a little preview.
Art provided for pretty much everything except the picture of us by Bill Jackson.
Yeah, except for who did the Pooniverse, Masters of the Pooniverse?
That might have been Dom. That might have been our friend Jimmy.
Yeah,
because that came from Dom, right?
Yeah.
So then Jimmy did that.
I think he did that and the What the Fuck Did I Just Watch art.
Mark did the What the Fuck Did I Just Watch?
Oh.
Mark Rooster.
But I know for a fact Bill Jackson did
Crafter
Jeff, Dragon Ball Queef, Queef or No Queef. Geoff Clark did the art for Supermarket Queefs, which is really good.
Who did the Kevin's Nerd Hole?
That's also Bill Jackson, I think. He sent that to me a while ago, but I never had a place to put it because the videos on Patreon give their own thumbnails and stuff.
And he also did the one for Yo Shuddy Boy Raps. I just need to find it.
Yeah, but yeah, our Patreon just got a hell of a lot easier to use. So
yeah, the homie Bobby did my Between Two Flushes and Snack Attack stuff. I'm gonna have to get that over to you, or I guess I can probably just do it on my own end.
Yeah, all the Patreon podcasts we do, all 300 of them, they're lumped together. During the pandemic, we started recording the Zooms. So, you know, I forget what episode it starts on, but from that point on, all the video ones are lumped together. Yeah, I think it'll make things a hell of a lot easier for everybody. Ourselves included. I mean, that's such a fucking no-brainer. I don't know why they weren't doing this since the beginning, but they finally made it an option. And what else? Did you guys see anything? I know you didn't, Geoff.
No, we discussed in the Easter egg the movies that we watched. Police Academy
Oh,
and
that's
Naked
right.
Gun.
Yeah.
Nothing new, however.
I did go to the theater to watch The Killer, new Fincher movie, written by
Man, I want to check that out. How long was it again?
2 hours.
Okay. This
My-
this this review is pivotal.
Well, my homie wrote it.
So you can't be honest about it. I guess I'll talk to you offline.
No, I can, because if it sucked, I would have just been like, all right, let's do voicemails, yay, or something.
Yeah, he wouldn't have.
No, it was sick. I wanted to see it in theater because, I mean, Fincher is an incredible director, and I wanted to support my buddy Andy. And he also wrote Seven, so it's like the Seven team pairing up again for another movie. And I know that it's based on a comic, but I've never read the comic. Have you, Shuddy?
No, I didn't know it was based on a comic.
So Fassbender
I haven't read it either.
he's basically an assassin, and he's doing a job, and it kind of goes sideways, and there's some retaliation, and then he's like, oh, all right, now I will retaliate. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of Dexter in the way where it shows how methodical you have to be an assassin and to get away with it and to stay off the radar. And there's a lot of his planning is shown, and then he goes and executes it. And it's like told in chapters as things play out. So like once, things go tits up and they do something bad to him, it's like he researches like the chain of command and who he has to get revenge on. And it just goes like piece by piece as he climbs the ladder, and it's fucking cool. It's real old school. It's very like grounded in reality. It's kind of noirish. And then some of the I guess you could say fighting and the combat and the kills
Action.
are pretty, because it's not really an action movie. It's a lot more mellow than that. I don't know. It's interesting. It's a very unique way of telling the story, but I thought it was fucking cool. I really liked it.
Have you told him? Oh wait, no, you haven't even had a chance to talk to him, probably, right? Or did you text him like, "Yo, this is sick"?
No, now that you're pointing it out, I kind of feel like a dickhead. I didn't. I should text him.
But yeah,
it
you
came
probably
out this
should. He
weekend?
probably thinks you hated it.
Did it come out this weekend?
I think it came out this weekend or last weekend.
Just tell him you just got around to seeing it, and you figured he was probably getting a lot of messages. So
Yeah, it was sick though. I'll suck 4 killer dicks. And those are Fassbender dicks, and apparently that guy's hung like a fucking elephant trunk.
He's packing heat.
apparently,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie Shame?
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
I think we can confirm it.
Yeah.
He is packing heat.
Yeah, they show him like peeing in a toilet from behind, and like there's no piss. His dick just hangs into the toilet water while he's standing.
Yeah, you can see his penis when his back is facing you. It's like, oh my god.
Would you say that's your favorite part of the movie, Geoff?
Top 5 for sure.
Do we still have some time?
We can make time. Yeah, what's up?
Or do we, let's save it for Patreon. Let's put the New York Post article about the most searched sex positions in each state into Shuddy Boy's fucking news.
All right, I'm into that. I hope New Jersey searched 69 a lot. Hey, I'm 69 and over here.
Let's see. I can confirm or no.
Oh,
You.
all right.
I can't wait to. It's gonna take up. We're gonna have to get to it pretty early on in the Patreon because
I mean, there's
some
50
of these
states.
sexual positions. I mean, I've never heard of. And
I've been Googling them while we've been podcasting.
I wanted you.
Okay.
So we're just going to have Kevin try and figure out what they are.
Guess
All
which
right.
state Googled cousin missionary?
No. Eiffel Tower is one that's Googled a lot.
Wow. So one state the most people Googled Eiffel Towering?
More than one state, sir. More than one state.
Probably Jersey.
Well,
But I do have an update, another MSPH update, involving Geoff's Oscars punishment.
you've got to send him the bill, by the way.
It is.
That's the real punishment.
Oh, yeah. So I'm sure you've seen it on the internet. We even ripped it on the Ella show. It is fermented herring called surströmming. And I guess the biggest manufacturer is this company, Oscar, in Sweden. And it is absolutely repulsive. And I know it's very on brand to say this, but it is one of the more deadly accurate things you'll ever hear me say. When you pierce that tin, you are instantly overwhelmed by the scent of diarrhea and vomit. And I'm not
You
trying
said
to
I can eat it outdoors, right? So I don't ruin my apartment.
Yeah. I mean, I was almost thinking, like, should we do this one in person? Should I come to you? Should you come to me? Maybe we can set the it up on my balcony out in Poop Slime.
We should come together.
Because it is, I mean, we're going to need additional filming on this. It is nightmarish. It'll clear an entire room. You could put it in the Sphere in Vegas, right at the center, crack it, and everybody will be running for the exits.
This is in
Poop
previous
Slime
experience, right? This is not, you didn't open this can.
No, I ordered it, but it hasn't come in yet because it's being shipped from Sweden. But it looks like it should be here in time for our first show post-Thanksgiving. And it also, I don't know if this company's going out of business, but when I went on the website to buy it, it was like, get your last cans now. I don't know if they're stopping production of it.
I highly doubt it.
I mean, it was on sale for $20 off from $90 to $70. This stuff is expensive for molten diarrhea and puke. But,
It's
Carl,
a lot of money to pay for something that half a bite is going to get taken and the rest is going to get thrown out.
Look, all that matters is you guys.
Maybe I enjoy it.
You guys are going to get a great podcast that day. Like, we've all heard Geoff vomit off camera before. You're gonna be up close and personal for it this time. It is. I'm gonna go to like Ralph's or something and buy a separate can opener that can be thrown out once we use it. It's that repulsive. This stuff, you're gonna be smelling it for weeks. I'm gonna be smelling it for weeks.
All right, I don't want to think about it anymore.
It's like a tin of toxic waste. It's horrible. And Carl did a semester abroad in Sweden, and when we went to Japan, we went with one of her Swedish friends. So we were texting her this weekend, be like, "Hey, have you ever heard of surströmming?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I've had that before. I've had it on crackers before. It smells real bad."
They just keep it in their cupboard.
I don't know if they keep it in their cupboard, but because it's like a delicacy. I don't think it's something that people eat every day unless they're sick fucks. Because I took a bite of it, and it's full herrings, but they've been fermenting for so long that they fall apart when you pick at them, and the flavor of it is like ocean water. It's so unbelievably salty, and then you pair that with the molten diarrhea and vomit smell, and it is game fucking over, man.
Well, do it in Poop Slime Alley.
Yeah. So it's on its way. It's coming. So Geoff is going to be paying the piper for losing his Oscars bet. We're getting it in before that seems to be our like goalpost is right before the next Oscars. We do the punishment from the previous year.
Yeah, it's a punishment good for a year.
Yeah.
All that means is we like to take our time until we find the right punishment.
Yeah.
We don't settle. We don't
blow our loads too fast.
Yeah.
I think everyone can appreciate that.
Yeah, as long as we get it right. We'll get there, but we're going to get it right first. So I think that pretty much handles it. Thank you guys for listening. If you need more MSPH in your life, and come on, who doesn't? Sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Just revamped, way more user-friendly. You can access all the specialty shows that much easier. $10 tier it's the tits. I'm not going to lie.
It's on fire.
It's fucking awesome. So check it out. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. And if you would like to see videos of this, YouTube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. But the YouTube episodes do not contain the Easter egg, which are audio only. And on today's Easter egg, we make the announcement about the next MSPH Wrestling.
So listen to the Easter egg for the full card. It is December 2nd at 8 p.m. Eastern on Dom's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DomV311.
Yeah, and if you're a Patreon subscriber, $5 tier or up, there will be a Zoom link posted, so you can join myself, Shuddy, Geoff, Dom, and all the other Puminati as we watch this event and drink and smoke and partake and get weird. And it's going to get fucking weird. It's always weird. Always.
Yep.
So
it's always fun, too.
Yeah.
More importantly.
Yeah, you do not want to miss it. You can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Geoff Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie. You can also check out Jeff's sports betting podcast, Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark. Check it out.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a lot of throw ball being discussed.
Perfect. NFL Week 10 this week. Obviously, or I'm also going to be doing some NBA podcasts, so check that out.
Yeah. So we will catch some of you in Patreon land for sex positions by state. And for everybody else, until next time, something.